being from the law faculty, language is the only weapon for the law teachers and law students and lawyers and law professors by which they achieve everything, either in the Supreme Court or in the mediation or in the negotiation or in the arbitration or in any particular dispute settlement. It is language that is spoken by the advocate that makes everything. Yes, there may be merit in a case, there may be justice points, there may be points of contention, but how wonderfully you are speaking the language. And 99% of the litigations are resolved by only speaking good language. And I have a lot of examples. I can't give you examples because the time is so limited. Second instance, I must tell to you people, I had long back a student and he asked me, he wanted to learn a foreign language. He asked my advice. I don't know what stuck to my mind. I told him he must learn Japanese. He was wondering, sir, Japanese? I'll be finding difficult to get a tutor. I said, whatever it may be, you asked me some advice and I'm telling you, go and learn Japanese. Once you learn, you come back to me. He started learning in the end of second year of 5 years integrated program. By the 5th year, he has completed the program. And he was able to communicate effectively and able to translate certain pieces from English to or other language to Japanese. And believe it, it was in the year 2005, there was a project that came up from Japanese government to India. And this particular person made an application. He was selected outright because of his language, not because of, he was a good student in law. And today he is, I don't know, he is well placed in the Japanese company. He is almost, Japanese people, they don't really trust other country people so much so, because they live so much within their own community. But still, this particular guy is now working in Japan and very comfortable. He says, I'm a Japanese sir today, and I love to be the Japanese. So believe it, the job avenues, the opportunities are abundant when you look into foreign territories, when you really expertise in your foreign languages. And the only thing is you need to look differently. You need to look differently. I must congratulate, first of all, to you as well as your team, and particularly the teachers, trainers, Shubhranshu Mahanti, Ashit Swarnakar, Shali Shalaya, Dr. Pramodini Janna, Pragya D, Pavin Gupta, and Shuchi Smita, and also Amrit Chatras. All the teachers have been doing a wonderful job. Your students are really good. 3 months is no time for learning a language. But what all you achieved within 3 months is fantastic. Hats off to you all people. And I'm sure that somehow if you can really keep this particular love for the language, it's not that simply language mechanical learning for the purpose of some particular job, some allurement will really work out. It is the love for the language. For example, long time back, I learned Telugu. And I learned Telugu when I was a student at Andhra University. Invariably, I used to go into that particular assembly hall. Every day there was some particular cultural program. I had to listen to those particular speakers, and I don't know, I fell in love with the language. And I interacted with this particular Telugu language so much so, I can challenge any of these particular Telugu people, the language that I speak. I feel very happy when I interact. That is the love for the language. And sometimes I feel very bad, low down, and Dr. Pramodini will agree with me and she'll not punish me. I'm an Odia person, but I'm not able to really speak that particular wonderful Odia language. Sometimes I feel probably I must join back to Pramodini Janna, learning Odia once again to speak in the best possible language. And learning a language is always a love. And once you get into that particular love, whether by the cultural aspects or the way that they interact, the way the nation is, the way the people are, some particular portion, some facet of the thing that you need to love. Unless you love, I'm sorry, you cannot learn anything. Love is the key to success. I'll tell you, lovers learn the language of the lover very quickly, and they can communicate much more even in silence. So also the language is such. And any language for learning that particular purpose It's not business. It's not job. It's not, I'll tell you, you need to be, one need to be a natural lover of a particular subject or subject language. The words they've been used, the semiotics, the symbols, the language, the type of appreciation, the type of body language that they produce. Particularly, I was really enthused when this particular Japanese children have been speaking, the Japanese language they've been speaking. I'll tell you what a wonderful language, body language, and what is the way they have been communicating. I feel probably this is the language probably I should also learn. So that type of enthusiasm should happen. And how does this thing happen? And I don't know if I have to be a language teacher. Probably I'll go and demonstrate in a particular class who are foreigners to me to accept my language. I wanted to give the beauty of the particular language to the students. Look, this is how our language is being communicated. This is how in this particular language you're going to gain the beauty of it, and you are going to enjoy. Because the bliss in the language is something different. And that particular bliss in the language, one has to grasp. The moment when two Bengalis speak, it's like eating rasgulla. They make a lot of sounds. They keep off a lot of sound, but at the same time, they make such sound as if something so wonderful is happening. It's not they're doing, they're not making the sound. That making a sound is different and happening a sound is different. So this particular language learning has to happen. Happening is divine. Doing is karma. But however, I am really very much enthused by Professor Asit Swarnakar when he has really touched the right chord. It's a process. You need to emphasize on the process because the process is very important. The end product is not important. I knew how to speak the best of the language is not the important, but I must keep on struggling how to speak the best. So this particular doing on continuously for a process, for a time, because there's no end to perfection. The more you speak, the more you will enjoy, the more you'll enjoy, the more you'll enjoy. The more you'll enjoy, the more you'll love. You'll find love is infinity. And that is what the language is. So sweet is the methods of language, so sweet are the methods of communication. And each of the language has its own great history, great literature, and great it's a divine sense. For me, it's a spiritual. Speaking a language is spiritual for me. So I wish the School of Language is really doing a wonderful job. And if at all, I'll tell you, if it had been a non-COVID days, probably I would have invited Samir Kwadas to my classes, and where would have interacted with the students. And I'm sure, I wish that all my students, 1,500 students, should go into language courses, one or the other, whatever will be language. That's a mandatory. If you are not learning at least one mandatory in foreign language course, you are unfit to be a law student. That's what I tell to my students all the time. And I still maintain the same thing. Maybe I could not really enthuse, though Professor Samir has been requesting me last time, though we have put up whatever the little effort we made, but still the language school and the law school have very much something to share mutually. And I'm sure, Dr. Samir, I'll tell you, it will be our pleasure to assist you in any manner. It's not assisting actually, it is learning myself. It is the students of the law should get benefited of the wonderful opportunity that you created. Do you believe it? When I was doing this particular language course in Bombay, I used to struggle to get the particular language teachers right from Bombay University, elsewhere, here and there. Sometimes requesting, please spare me this much of time. And it was 60 hours, 80 hours, 90 hours, and it was very difficult. And the commitment as a teacher is something very different, language teachers. And once you enjoy this particular language teaching, I'm sure that I could see the spark in each one of you. And when you've been really doing this particular teaching exercise, I hope in the future, the School of Languages will do wonderful thing. And